Hey friends, welcome. Come on over to the Insight Timer app if you'd like to be part of our live discussion. Hi friends, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. The chat's a little slow. Hopefully it's working today. We'll find out momentarily. Maybe drop a hello where you are in the world. We'll make sure everything is functioning properly. Great to see your faces. A little prep thanks. Oh, thanks, Deborah. Hi, Lori. Okay, great. Hi, Lisa. So there's just a lag, but it is working, which is wonderful. Happy that it's working. All right. Well, now that we know things are working, how is our sound? How is everything? Can you see clearly? Can you hear clearly? Just have a little test before we begin our practice. Okay, great. Thanks, Lori. All right, wonderful. Well, we'll just wait a few more moments and then we'll begin our practice today. Uh, all right. Well, in the meantime, for anyone who is new, extra warm welcome to you. I generally have been leading these asana practices without props because I know not all of us have access to them. However, I will use a couple today for anyone who does have access to them. So I invite you to have your yoga mat, have blocks if you have them, have a small blanket or maybe like a big beach towel of sorts if you have that. And of course, if there are any other props that you wish to use for your practice, please have those as well. We'll just take a moment. Welcome, friends. Right, and then we will officially begin. Okay, and oh, if you have a mala, if you have a beaded necklace, 108 beads, or maybe a bracelet version of a mala, please have that today. If you don't have it, no issue. If you don't have any of these things, no issue. Okay, we will officially begin now. Welcome. For anyone that I'm getting to meet for the first time, my name is Selena Layel. This is a 60-minute Vinyasa yoga asana practice. We will spend a moment before we move into the physical practice in a brief meditation technique. And for anyone who's newer to our time together here on the platform, I have many recordings around the app. We also have a circle. I keep calling it a circle. They were once called circles. We have a group called Love Heals All. It's open to everyone. A kind, compassionate, loving space to support one another and also uplift each other, share positive, uplifting content. What else? We have live sessions on the app here each week, generally Mondays and Tuesdays, at least if you are in the kind of North American, South American time zone here. You can find all of my lives listed on my profile page, as well as all of the other things I just mentioned. And I think that's all before we move into our time together. This is listed as an intermediate yoga practice because I will not be breaking down the poses and the cues as much as I would in a beginner practice. Yeah, I invite everyone to be here if you wish to be here, even if you feel like you are a beginner. Just please honor your body, take resting poses, take pauses, whatever you need so you can really take care of yourself rather than pushing or straining. There's no need for this. Today, and from well, early morning my time, we've been celebrating Maha Shivaratri. And I won't go into the explanation of this, but blessed Shivaratri for anyone who is observing this celebration, this holiday. And in the essence of this celebration of Shiva, this infinite space, this eternal stillness that resides within each of us. We will begin our yoga practice today with one round of Shiva Japa. If you're unfamiliar with this, no issue. If you are concerned about your belief systems clashing with this, no issue. You're welcome to join this. This is really an opportunity for us to use a mantra practice, this repetition practice technique, to go deeper into the stillness within. Whenever we are chanting the names of something, or you could say someone outside of us, we are ultimately chanting to those qualities within us. There's no separation. We understand this deeply when we practice. So, if you have a mala, I invite you to take your mala now. Find a comfortable seated position if you haven't already. And we'll begin with one round of Om Nama Shivaya. We are calling to, bowing to that Shiv energy within each of us, that pure space, that eternal silence, the Adi Yogi, the original Yogi, this source from which we all come from and are all inside of always. So again, it's Om Namah Shivaya. I won't break down the use of the mala today. If you're unfamiliar, please feel free to check out my 10-day course, Yogic Practices for a Peaceful Life. There are also many, many resources online to know how to hold the mala and use it properly if you're unfamiliar. We do hold the mala in the right hand, I will say that, and we do not use the index fingers. The index finger is free from the interaction. Take a deep breath in, close the eyes if you wish, and we'll begin slowly and gradually increase the speed. Also, if you're unfamiliar with our yoga practice, our 60-minute practice begins now. Take a breath in. Om Namah Shivaya. 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 And even if you don't have a mala, you're welcome to chant with us, calling to that inner stillness, that inner infinite nature. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Shivaya. Om Namah 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 Shivaya. With joy, with from your heart, chant from your heart. Om Namah Shivaya. 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 More energy. Om Namah Shivaya. 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 Take a deep, slow breath in. Exhale through the mouth. If you have a very tight shirt, you may wish to place your mala on your skin. This is what we would normally do after practice. So we absorb that Shakti, that energy. For me, I will not be putting the mala back on because it will just come out, excuse me, during yoga. Ah, beautiful, beautiful. And normally we would have some time to just sit longer in stillness. However, we're going to move into our physical practice now, our yoga asanas. Again, I invite you to have any props that you wish to use. And if you don't have blocks today, I do invite you to have a pillow or a small blanket or a beach towel for this first pose that we're going to move into. Second pose we're going to move into. We're going to start today in Malasana, child's pose. Come to all fours, bring the knees wide, big toes touch, sink the hips back to the heels, walk the hands forward, relax the chest and the head down toward the mat. It may or may not touch. Relax the head and the neck as much as you can. Breathe deeply. Really bring your awareness to what's happening in your body in this moment, the emotions. Feel the points of contact between your body and the mat beneath you. Start to breathe slowly and deeply as you inhale. The belly, ribs, and chest expand, making your torso like a balloon expanding in all directions. As you exhale, everything softens in toward the midline. If this pose is comfortable, this is a wonderful resting pose to take anytime throughout practice. You're also welcome to take any other pose that you need to take a rest. From this place, set an intention for your practice. And I invite you to set the intention in present positive tense rather than I want to someday or I don't want this anymore. Put your attention on what you do want and speak to it as if it's already part of your life. I am peace. I am strong. I am forgiving. I am healed. I am joyful. I am healthy. One more breath here. Relax the body even more on the exhalation. Inhale, slowly make your way back up to all fours. And this is when I invite you to have one of these props that I've recommended. So we're going to be sitting on the heels. If this is uncomfortable, if there's any pain in the knee here, or if there's just so much tension, you know this isn't available to you, we have a couple of options here. So, of course, the first option is to just bring the knees together and to sit on the heels. If this doesn't work, you can bring the heels apart a little, keep the knees close to one another. And you can place a block if you have it between the ankles and then come to sit on the block. Now, if there's still too much tension in the thighs or the knees, you can actually stack two blocks. If you have a pillow or a blanket, you might find it comfortable to actually rise up and place the blanket or the pillow on the backs of your calves. So this will give you some more lift here. This is another option. I invite you to find whatever kind of support you need. And if sitting in this way is just not available to you at all, no issue. You can just find something that works. Maybe just sit cross-legged on the floor with a little prop behind your tailbone so you don't fall backwards. Roll the shoulders up and back. Lift the spine up toward the sky. Interlace the hands behind the back. Oh, my shoulders are so tight and tense today. This is going to be a little difficult for me. If you can, begin to straighten your arms. Hug the navel toward the spine. Inhale, lengthen the spine up toward the sky. Exhale, hinge forward. See if you can keep your glutes toward the heels or toward the props. Lift the knuckles up. Inhale, lift the knuckles up to the sky. Maybe a baby back bend as the knuckles reach down behind you. Exhale, hinge forward, hug the navel toward the spine, lift the knuckles up toward the sky. Inhale to rise up. Maybe a baby back bend here, only if that feels good on your body, on your back. Exhale to fold forward. Keep pulling the shoulders back as if the shoulder blades are trying to touch. And if you have a lot of space here, you can actually bring the palms to touch. If your arms are extended and you don't feel that much of a stretch, bring the palms to touch. Relax the face, the jaw. One more. You might be feeling some tingling. On your next inhalation, stay in this upright position. Exhale to release the hands and just rest them with the palms facing down on the thighs. Sit tall again, gently hug the navel in. Release the tailbone down toward the earth. Chin is slightly tucked. Feel the shoulders dropping back and down. Gently touch the tongue to the roof of the mouth behind the upper teeth. Release the jaw. Beautiful. Ah, interlace the hands. Let's roll through the wrists for a moment here. Slow, deep breathing. Change direction. Give a little shake. Wonderful. And we'll move forward. Literally, rock the wave forward, come to all fours, and move through a couple rounds of cat cow. Remove your props if you've been using them to be in that seated pose, and you can just kind of pat out your feet for a moment here. Wrists beneath shoulders, knees beneath hips. Inhale, lift the crown of the head and the tailbone as the belly and the heart melt down. Exhale, press the back up toward the sky as you drop the tailbone and the chin down. Inhale, look up, lift the tailbone, heart melts down. Exhale, press the spine to the sky. Keep rooting down through the base of the index fingers and thumbs and see that the crease of the wrists is parallel to the top of the mat. On your next inhalation, come to a neutral spine. Walk the hands further forward now. So they're in front of the shoulders, but the wrists are still in alignment with the shoulders. So rather than the hands being really wide, they're still as if they're moving directly out from the shoulders. Lift the fingers, spread them wide, root back down through the base of the index fingers and thumbs. Hug the navel toward the spine. Start to engage the core. Tuck the toes under, lift the hips up and back. Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Bend one knee at a time to reach the opposite heel back and slowly move from side to side. Shoulders pull up away from ears. Heart presses back toward thighs. Crown of the head reaches toward the fingertips. Ah, beautiful. Lift the heels up, up, up. Come onto the balls of the feet. Bend the knees. Press the heels down toward the mat. Again, really hug the navel toward the spine. Feel the tailbone reaching back and down behind you. Feel the inner elbows rolling forward. Option to keep this bend in the knees if you have a lot of tension in the back body. Otherwise, reach the heels down for the mat. Feel the heels gently pulling apart here to activate the legs if the legs are straight. Beautiful, my friends. Inhale. Exhale, press the heart back toward the thighs even more. Hug the navel toward the spine, active core. Inhale, look forward between the hands. Exhale, bend the knees to take one little step at a time, all the way up to the top of the mat. At the top of the mat, the big toes are parallel. Bring the fingertips to the shins, straighten the arms, lengthen the spine, shoulders pull back, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale to fold. Press into the feet. Inhale, reach the arms all the way up. Option to bend the knees. Exhale, hands to the heart. Beautiful. Inhale, reach the arms up, palms touch, lengthen. Exhale, swan dive forward, option to bend the knees. Fingertips to shins. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, flat back, weight in the toes. Exhale, fold forward. Bend the knees, plant the palms, step back, high plank. Let's hang out here for a moment. Press back through the heels. Hug the navel toward the spine. Lift the back of the heart up toward the sky. Breathe deeply. Gaze is down at the mat. Back of the neck is long. Keep pressing the heels back behind you. Inhale. Exhale, lower knees, chest and chin. Keep the elbows in close. And then inhale, reach the heart through. Elbows pull back. Lift up for cobra. Pubic bone stays in contact with the earth. Exhale to lower. Tuck the toes under. Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. 3 slow, deep breaths. Navel towards spine. Heart toward thighs. Crown toward fingers. Inhale, look forward between the hands. Exhale, bend the knees to step or lightly hop to the top of the mat, big toes parallel or touching. Inhale, half lift and lengthen, Ardha Uttanasana, flat back. Exhale, fold. Option to bend the knees. Inhale, navel towards spine, reach the palms all the way up. Exhale, hands to the heart. Inhale, sweep the arms out to the side, reach up, lengthen. Exhale, swan dive forward, navel towards spine. Inhale, half lift and lengthen, Ardha Uttanasana, weight in the toes, shoulders back. Exhale, fold. Bend the knees, plant the palms, step or lightly hop back, high plank. Lower down knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga. Inhale, pull the heart through, elbows back for Cobra, Bhujangasana. Exhale, make your way back. Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. 3 slow, deep breaths. Relax the jaw, activate the core. Inhale, look forward between the hands. Exhale, bend the knees to step or lightly hop to the top of the mat and fold forward. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, half lift, shoulders back. Exhale, fold. Option to bend the knees. Inhale, rise up, strong core and back, palms touch. Exhale, hands to the heart. Beautiful. Moving on. Bring the big toes to touch. Heels are slightly apart. Palms touch at the heart. Sink the hips back. Reach the arms up. Utkatasana. Exhale to fold forward. Inhale, half lift and lengthen. Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale to fold. Bend the knees. Plant the palms. Step back. High plank. As a reminder, you can always skip the vinyasas and just come to downward facing dog. Lower down to the belly. Inhale, Bhujangasana, elbows pull back, stay close to the body. Exhale, make your way back. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Big toes touch. Softly step the right foot through between the hands. Lower the back heel, back toes turned in slightly. Inhale, rise up, Virabhadrasana 1, hips square to the top of the mat. Exhale, touch down. Lift the back heel, step the right leg back. Move through your vinyasa. If you're choosing upward facing dog, the thighs are completely off of the mat. Big toes touch. Softly step the left foot through between the hands. Lower the back heel. Inhale, Virabhadrasana 1, hips square to the top of the mat. Bend in the front knee. Exhale, touch down. Lift the back heel, step back. Move through your vinyasa. 3 slow, deep breaths. Downward facing dog. Hug the navel toward the spine. Shoulders pull up away from ears. Root down through the base of the index fingers and thumbs. Inhale, look forward between the hands. Exhale to bend the knees and step or lightly hop to the top of the mat and fold. Sink the hips down to the heels. Reach the arms up. Utkatasana. Stand all the way up. Palms reach up. Exhale to the heart. Sink the hips back and down. Reach the arms up. Utkatasana. Sink low. Exhale to fold forward. Uttanasana. Inhale, half lift and lengthen. Ardha Uttanasana, shoulders back. Exhale, fold. Bend the knees, plant the palms, step or lightly hop back, high plank. Lower through your vinyasa or just come to downward facing dog. Big toes touch, softly step the right foot through between the hands. Lower the back heel. Inhale, Virabhadrasana 1, sink forward in the hips that are square. Exhale, touch down, lift the back heel, step the right leg back. We're warming up the body, my friends. In our Surya Namaskar A and B, we're warming the body up. Big toes touch. Softly step the left foot through between the hands. Lower the back heel. Inhale, Virabhadrasana 1. Always just do what you can. No issue. Take care of your body. Lift the back heel, step back, lower through your vinyasa. 3 slow, deep breaths in downward facing dog. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, bend the knees, just step or lightly hop to the top of the mat. We'll come up halfway and then fold. Sink the hips down to the heels, reach the arms up. Utkatasana, rise all the way up, palms touch. Exhale, pause at the heart. Crown of the head lifts up, gaze is soft. Drop the shoulders back and down. Become aware of what's happening inside. Is the mind distracted, planning, judging? Is it present? Is it grateful? Great. We'll take a little pause here from our vinyasa world. Bend in the knees to just hop the feet apart so they're about hip distance apart. Big toes are parallel. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, hinge forward. You can always bend the knees to come all the way over into a forward fold. Bend the knees as much as you need to here to take a hold of the big toes with the middle and index fingers. Gently wrap the fingers around the toes if that's possible, just the big toes. And then maybe touch the thumbs to those fingers and begin to straighten the legs. If the legs aren't straightening here, that's okay. You can just stay here. Back of the neck is long, hug the navel toward the spine. If you're here and you have a lot of space, we'll inhale to lengthen the spine. Exhale, bend the elbows to fold forward. Rock the weight into the toes a little. Micro bend in the knees here. Barely noticeable sensation of bending the knees to avoid hyperextension. Crown of the head is long. Well, that's interesting. Neck is long. Crown of the head reaches down. Beautiful. Inhale, lengthen the spine, straighten the arms if they're not already. Exhale, bend the knees if they're not already. Release the toes if you have a hold. And then we're going to play a little bit more here. As always, comparison is the thief of joy. If you can't do a pose, no issue. Just take care of your body. Sometimes we build up to poses. Some of us will never be able to do certain poses, myself included, and that's okay. Lift the right foot and then place the right hand with the palm facing upward underneath the foot so that the toes come to rest in the wrist crease. And then lift the left foot to reach the left hand underneath, palm faces upward. You can move your toes, giving your wrists a little bit of a massage here. And then again, relax the head and the neck. You can have the knees as bent as you need to here. Maybe they're straight. Breathe deeply. Relax the jaw. Keep hugging the navel toward the spine so there's some activation in the core, even in this forward fold. You can bend the elbows out to the side if you have a lot of space here. Forward folds are a wonderful way to calm the mind, calm the nervous system. Lovely. Bend the knees if they're not already to slowly release one hand at a time, right, and then left. Hug the navel toward the spine. Relax the head. Press into the heels to roll up one vertebra at a time. Stand tall. Head is the last thing to come up, lifting up toward the sky. Shoulders drop back and down. Pause here for just a moment. Relax the tailbone, micro bend in the knees. Notice what's happening inside. Ah, lovely. Okay, moving on in our flow. If you are not at the top of the mat anymore, I invite you to come join me back at the top of your mat. Big toes are parallel, palms touch at the heart. Inhale, sweep the arms out to the sides. Exhale, swan dive forward, option to bend the knees, navel towards spine. Inhale, half lift and lengthen, weight in the toes, shoulders back. Exhale, fold. Bend the knees, plant the palms, step back, high plank, lower through your vinyasa of choice, or just come back to Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Big toes touch. Inhale the right leg up and back. Stack the hips, bend the knee, let the right toes fall behind. Lift the right knee a little higher and feel the shoulders draw up away from the ears. Inhale, square the hips, lengthen the right leg. Option to stay here, or exhale as you bring the knee to the nose and high plank. Inhale, up and back. Exhale, right elbow. Inhale, up and back. Exhale, cross the body, left elbow. We'll do this one more time if you wish. Inhale, exhale, knee to nose, high plank. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, right elbow. Beautiful, friends. Inhale. Exhale, cross the body. Remember, this is optional. Inhale, up and back. Exhale, softly step the right foot through between the hands. Lower the back heel, windmill the arms up, square the hips to the left side of the mat for Virabhadrasana 2. Lengthen your stance a bit here so that when you sink into the front knee, the right knee is above the right ankle. Back toes are slightly turned in. Hips, again, are square. This might feel a little intense if there's a lot of tension in the inner thigh, or actually in either of the thighs and the hips, and that's okay. Maybe you can energetically, muscularly press that right knee out to the right a little so you can see the big toe. Maybe not. Arms reach out to the sides. If your weight is shifted front or back, I invite you to have it centered so the crown of your head is over the pelvis. Gaze turns over right middle finger. Reach through the fingertips, shoulders relax down. Sink a little deeper. Inhale to reverse, back hand lightly touches the back leg, right arm over the ear, stretch that side of the body. Exhale, right elbow down to thigh, reach the left arm over the ear, extended side angle. Inhale, stay low, reverse warrior. Exhale, extended side angle. One more time. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, extend. Beautiful. Inhale, warrior 2. Exhale, straighten the front leg. Walk that back heel in. So the stance is a little shorter, but we still have a wide stance as we prepare for Trikonasana. Triangle pose. Hips are still square to the left side of the mat. Big toes point to the top of the mat. Big toes, sorry, right toes. Right toes point to the top of the mat. Back toes are still slightly turned in. This is going to be a little different than maybe some of you are used to because we really are keeping both sides of the body long here rather than twisting the spine and crunching and contracting this bottom side of the body. Inhale, arms out to the side. Exhale, reach the right fingers forward. Keep the hips square to the left side of the mat, and then just move the arms so we keep all of that length through both sides of the body. This is a strong pose because we're not just dumping the weight down. We're staying really active. Lift the front toes. Maybe turn the gaze up to the right, the left thumb. Feel that tailbone dropping under a little rather than sticking it out behind you. Beautiful, friends. And of course, if this is too strong, you can always have your right hand to the top of the right thigh to support your weight here while you're building your core strength. One more breath here. Inhale to rise up. Whew. Exhale, release the hands down. We're going to play here for a moment. So if you have a block, I invite you to have your block and place it to the outside of your right foot and further in front of the right foot. If you don't have a block, no issue. You can keep a bend in the knee as much as you need to find this pose. I'll actually use this without the block so that for those of you who don't have it, you can see. Left hand comes to the hip. You can bring that back foot in a little closer so you have some nice stability here. Reach the right fingertips down for the floor. And again, bend that right knee as much as you need. If you have the block, you're welcome to have your hand on the block. Press into the right foot to lift the left leg. And before we stack the hips, flex your left leg. Flex the foot. So feel the left toes pull up toward the knee. Activate that left leg. Then begin to straighten that right leg as much as you can and stack the left hip on top of the right. Keep that top leg really active. Gaze is focused. One point on the ground or maybe the wall to the left of you. Option to stay here or maybe reach left fingers and arm up to the sky. Beautiful, friends. Breathe deeply here. If you're feeling a little playful, you can bend your left leg and reach for the outside of the left foot. If you're here, maybe you gently kick the foot into the hand. If you have a hold of the foot, gracefully release it. Extend out through the leg again. We'll all reach the left hand down. Maybe both hands are on the block or on the floor. Drop the left hip down so you square the hips now. Kick the left leg up. Maybe the forehead comes toward the right shin. Standing splits. Bend the right knee. Softly step the left leg all the way back. Windmill the arms up. Find your warrior two, Virabhadrasana 2 again. Inhale. Exhale, windmill the hands down. Lift the back heel. Step the right leg back. Move through your vinyasa. Beautiful, friends. Big toes touch. Inhale the left leg up and back. Bend the knees, stack the hips. Toes fall behind. Inhale, lengthen, square the hips. Option to stay here or exhale, knee to nose, high plank. Inhale, up and back. Exhale, left elbow. Inhale, up and back. Exhale, cross the body, right elbow. And then one more round only if it feels good. Inhale, exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, left elbow. Last one. Inhale. Exhale, cross the body. Inhale, up and back. Exhale, softly step the left foot through between the hands. Lower the back heel. Windmill the arms up. Virabhadrasana 2. Second side. Hips are square to the right side of the mat. Sink down. Whew. This is my tight side. Maybe you can see that left big toe. Maybe the ankle comes above the knee. Navel towards spine. Lengthen up. Gazes over left middle finger. Stay low in the hips. Inhale, reverse warrior. Back hand lightly touches the back leg. Exhale, elbow to thigh. Reach the right arm over the ear. Extended side angle. Inhale. Exhale, extended side angle. One more. Inhale to reverse. Stay low. Exhale to extend. Beautiful. Inhale, Virabhadrasana 2. Exhale, straight the front leg. Heel toe that back foot in. So this stance is a little shorter. Back toes are still slightly turned in as we prepare for Trikonasana. Arms reach out to the sides, hug the navel toward the spine. Gazes over left middle finger. Inhale. Exhale, reach out through the left fingertips. Stay long in the sides of the body. Just move the arms. Very nice. Lift the front toes. And again, if this is too much core strength for you, you can have your left hand on the top of the thigh here to support you in the pose. Maybe the gaze turns up toward right thumb. Smile. Breathe. Keep reaching the right fingertips up toward the sky. Feel that tailbone dropping down rather than popping out behind you. Inhale to rise up. Exhale. Lovely. Have your block if you're going to use it, if you have one. Otherwise, again, we'll just work in Ardha Chandrasana, balancing half moon with the hand on the floor and a bend in the knee as much as we need to. Walk that back foot on the little. Right hand comes to the right hip. With the bent knee, reach the left hand down for the outside of the left foot and further in front of it. I'm actually going to come back just a little on my mat. Press into the left leg, lift the right leg, and then flex the right toes up to the knee. Feel that right leg really activated and engaged. Then maybe begin to straighten the bottom leg and also extend through the right leg. The gaze is focused on one spot on the floor. If you're feeling good here, Maybe reach the right arm up to the sky. And if you'd like to play a little here, maybe bend the right leg and reach for the outside of the right foot. And maybe begin to kick the foot into the hand, opening the hip and the shoulder. Breathe deeply. Wherever you are is okay. It's okay to wobble. It's okay to fall. It's okay to come back into the pose. It's also okay just to rest. If you have the foot, gracefully release it. Extend into your Ardha Chandrasana. Again, let's all lift that top leg a little higher. Release the right hand down. Maybe both hands come to the block or the floor. Drop the right hip down to square it with the left. Kick the right leg up, standing splits. Maybe the forehead comes toward left shin. Long neck here. Bend the left knee, slowly, gracefully drop that right foot down behind you. Windmill the arms up, drop the back heel. Virabhadrasana 2. Inhale. Exhale, windmill the hands down, lift the back heel. Move through your Vinyasa. Adho Mukha Svanasana. 3 slow, deep breaths. Inhale, look forward between the hands. Exhale, bend the knees to step or lightly hop to the top of the mat and fold forward. Inhale, half lift and lengthen. Exhale, fold. Option to bend the knees. Inhale, rise up, palms touch. Exhale, hands to the heart. Recall your intention. Why are you here? What is moving you today? And be grateful to yourself. We'll play a little bit with balance before we come down to the mat. I'm going to play with our Naktaraj Asana, our dancing Shiva pose for Mahashivaratri today. Right arm extends out to the right. Well, that's an extension, right? A bend and an extension. With the thumb pointing behind. Bring the weight over into the left foot. Bend the right knee. Reach that right arm back behind you so the thumb points up to the sky. Maybe, if you can, micro bend in the left knee. Maybe, if you can, lift the right foot and then take a hold of the inside of the foot. So you can see here, the thumb is on the top, the hand is on the inside, and then drop the right hip down. If you're unable to do this pose, no issue. You can just play with it, maybe just balance on your left leg and bring the right knee into the chest. From here, hug the navel toward the spine, drop the hip down. Drishti is focused, gaze is focused on one point on the floor or the wall ahead of you. Reach the left arm up, maybe take chin mudra if you wish, covering the index finger with the thumb. Before leaning forward, really kick your foot into your hand. Create some strong muscular resistance and stability here. Then maybe begin to hinge forward as you kick that foot into the hand. Breathe. I'm feeling a little wobbly today. Remember, it's always okay to wobble and fall. It's an expression of energy moving, mind, body. Micro bend in the standing leg. When you're ready to come out of the pose, really kick the foot into the hand to rise up. Gracefully release. Inhale, reach the arms up, open the chest. Exhale through the mouth. Lovely. Second side. Weight in the right foot, micro bend in the right knee. Left arm out to the side. Extend the arm back behind you so the thumb points up to the sky. Bend the left leg, maybe reach your hand for the inside of the foot. So you can see it's inside, thumb is on top, not here, right? Inside, thumb is on top. And then drop that left hip down, hug the navel toward the spine. Drishti is focused. Right arm reaches up. Take chin mudra if you wish. Keep dropping that left hip down. Begin to kick the foot into the hand. Active, strong body. And then begin to hinge forward if that feels good in your body. The more you kick the foot into the hand, the more stability you create in the pose. When you're ready to come out of the pose, kick the foot into the hand to rise up. Gracefully release. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale through the mouth. Beautiful. We'll take Tadasana here. Feet are under hips, micro bend in knees, crown of the head lifts up toward the sky. Relax the arms by the sides of the body with a little bit of activity. Tailbone relaxes so the pelvis is neutral. Mountain pose. Allow the gaze to be soft or the eyes to be closed. I am stillness. I am space, infinite space. I am all of creation. Mm, beautiful, beautiful. Let's come into Malasana to make our way down to the mat. So bring the feet a little wider, toes turn out just a little so the knees move over the toes. If your body doesn't squat for any reason, I invite you to gracefully find a seat on the mat. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, sink the hips down. Come into your wide squat here. Again, the knees move over the toes. If you're here comfortably, maybe the backs of the arms come into the insides of the knees. Maybe the palms pressed together. And if you have space here, lengthen the spine, tailbone down, heart gently reaches forward. Back of the neck is long. 2 slow breaths. Lovely. And then we'll actually rock the weight forward to cups. It's not going to work. So sadly, we're not going to move into that pose today. But we will move into a pose. You may not like me anymore after this, but I do love you. If this is too much on your knees or any part of your body, please refrain from doing it. If you're familiar with the figure 4 stretch, you may wish to do that instead. So we're going to start by bringing your right leg so that the shin is more or less parallel to the top of the mat. You're kind of creating this nice line here. Now, of course, there's a natural curvature to the bone, but the idea is that this lower leg is parallel to the mat here. Flex that bottom foot. So really pull the knees up to the toes up to the knees. And then we're going to see if we can stack the top leg on top. So the ankle is now stacked on the opposite knee, and the knee is over the opposite ankle. And we're creating this kind of, if you were to look down, you would see a nice clear triangle. Well, maybe we all have different bodies, but you might see a triangle between your legs. Now, for some of us, we're going to look like this. If you're okay here and it's just a strong stretch, hang out. If you're like, no, this is too much pain, please come out of the pose. Sit tall. If you have a lot of space here and you actually don't feel much of a stretch, you can lengthen the spine up and then from the hips begin to hinge forward. Breathe deeply. Relax the lips, the face, the jaw. One more breath here. If you're forward, slowly rise up, and we'll change sides. So this time, the opposite leg is on the bottom, and we have, again, this nice parallel line between the shin and the mat, and then that opposite leg comes on top. Ankles and knees are stacked, and feet are flexed. Both feet are flexed, so we keep the knees nice and protected here. Again, your knee might be all the way up here. That's okay if there isn't pain, alarming pain. Maybe there's a stretching sensation, but no pain. Yes? If you're here and you still don't feel any sensation, lengthen up through the spine and then hinge forward from the hips. Back of the neck is long. Relax the jaw. Breathe deeply. And while we're here, especially because this is quite fiery for many of us, why don't you offer yourself a kind thought, an acknowledging thought, a generous thought, caring thought to you from you? One more breath. If you're hinged forward, slowly rise up. And then we'll uncross the legs, give your knees a little bit of loving. Extend your left leg out and cross your right leg over. We're going to move into a twist. Sit nice and tall. And something that I think is really important for us yogis and all people in general to remember: just because you can doesn't mean you should. Just because you can stretch more deeply doesn't actually mean you should. For example, I can stretch very far in twists, and that's also how I've had injuries because the twist goes so deep that it actually pinches a nerve. So be really mindful, feel your body out rather than just throwing your body into the deepest stretch possible. Listen, what is your body telling you? Where does it feel like it wants to go without some sense of strain or efforting? Strain. Yeah. Walk the, what are these? What is this? Which hand is going here? Walk your right hand behind you. Maybe it's in alignment with your spine. Reach the left arm up to the sky. Cross it over. Inhale to lengthen up. Exhale to twist. Now, if you'd like to bend the extended leg and bring the left heel into the hip, you're welcome to. Just make sure both sit bones are equally rooted on the earth. Gaze is over the right shoulder. Breathe deeply. One more slow, deep breath here. Slowly unwind to center. Sit tall and change sides. Right leg extends out, flex the toes. Left leg crosses over. We want the sit bones to be rooted here. Yes. Sometimes we'll take this pose with that bottom leg under, but one hip is so high that the hips are skewed and the pelvis is off, and it's actually not the nicest thing for the spine and the back. So we want the sit bones to be as rooted equally as possible. Walk your left hand behind, maybe it comes behind the spine. Reach the right arm up and over. Inhale to lengthen up. Exhale to twist. And again, you're welcome to bend the extended leg if you wish. Just make sure the sit bones are equally rooted. Gaze is over the left shoulder. Relax the jaw. One more breath here. Inhale to slowly unwind to center. Extend both legs out in front of you. You can draw the flesh out from underneath you by rocking to one side and drawing the tissue out. Legs are together, feet are flexed. If you find that when you're in the seated position that you're starting to lean back, it's a great time to have your towel or your small blanket, roll it up a little. It doesn't have to be all the way to its thickest roll, but just a little, and then place it behind the base of your spine. So you're not going to sit on it, but just tuck it underneath the base of the spine to support the pelvis being tilted forward. Inhale, reach the arms up. Let's always lengthen the spine before we come into a fold. And then from here, we exhale and hinge forward. Let the hands rest wherever they naturally do. Relax the head, the neck, and spine. Slow, deep breaths. Relax the shoulders down. 3 more slow, deep breaths. Slowly roll up the spine, one vertebra at a time. Walk the hands back toward the hips. The head is the last thing to come up. If you can reach, plant the palms beside the hips with the fingers pointing down toward the toes. Press down into the palms, lift up through the spine, slight tilt of the chin forward, Dandasana. Beautiful. Release the pose. Reach the arms out. Ah, plug the shoulders in. So rather than arms forward, shoulders extended, plug the arms into the shoulder sockets, hug the navel toward the spine, and begin to tilt the tailbone forward to roll down the spine, one vertebra at a time, using the strength of the core to support you all the way down. And then make any adjustments that you need as we take our final pose, Savasana. Take the feet wide, toes fall out to the sides. You can tuck the shoulders under you if that feels good. Arms to the side, palms up to the sky. Feel the weight of your body sinking down. And once you find a pose that is more or less comfortable, I invite you to be still. Release the need to fidget or itch or scratch, and become the witness of sensation. Let the breath just be. It doesn't need to be deep. Let the thoughts come and go without grasping. Be the witness. Be the silent watcher. Feel yourself as infinite space alive in every cell and between every particle of your being. Stay in this pose for as long as you wish. If you're ready to complete practice, deepen the breath and feel your body heavy and supported on the earth. Slowly move the fingers and toes and be aware of your body as if you're moving your body for the first time. Be curious, be in awe of this gift of life. Be aware of each micro movement as you slowly reach the arms up by the ears. Really feel what's happening in your body. Stretch from toes to fingertips. Again, aware of every little movement. Slowly bend the knees, plant the feet on the floor, roll over to one side. Use your bottom arm as a pillow. Use your hands to support yourself up to a seat with eyes closed. Palms touch at the heart. Anjali Mudra. We'll complete offering the benefit of our practice to all beings. And if there's anyone or any group of people specifically that you wish to send this prayer, you may hold that in your heart. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. May all beings and all of creation be happy, peaceful, and free. Peace, peace, peace. Inhale. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Thank you, beloved. Thank you all. Thanks for being here. Namaste. Thank you. Oh, thank you for your donations. Thank you for your support. Thank you. Grateful to be together. Always. Always. So we'll be here again next Tuesday for another Vinyasa flow practice. Same same time. And then, as I mentioned, if you are in the time zone change that happens uh, coming up on March 13th, I believe the 13th, please do check your schedule because that may change the time of our sessions together because I'm in Hawaii, I don't follow the time change. So please keep your eyes out for the schedule. You can find that on my profile page. Me too, Siska. I also love our times together. Again, if you're not part of our group already, it is Love Heals All. All are welcome. Yeah, great to see you again too, Riley. A couple days in a row. That's wonderful. Okay, thank you. And if you've been joining for our Awaken My Heart self love series, we are meeting again on Monday. If you missed the previous sessions, no issue. Um, we'll be together again Monday at 5 p.m. Eastern until the time change happens. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Blessings to all. Thank you for your light. Thank you for your presence. A lot of energy is moving, so we can do our best to be graceful with ourselves without having to make up a bunch of stories because of the agitation that might be moving inside. Be gentle, be kind. Purification, opportunity for purification. I love you. Thank you. Thank you.